Hey, have you seen what Hamilton's pro soccer team has been up to?
Sure, we love Forge FC. The game day experience at Tim Hortons Field is big time.
We love it too. Are you guys going to see them play Toronto FC?
Forge is playing Toronto FC, but that's an MLS team. What's that about?
It's the semifinals of the Canadian Championship. Hamilton versus Toronto. I love it anytime we put Hogtown in its place. It's all going down July 10th at Tim Hortons Field.
Count us in. How do you get tickets?
Same as any Forge match. Go to forgefc.ca/tickets or call 905-527-FORGE.
Let's hear from the coach. This is Behind the Beard with Bobby Smirniotis, Forge FC head coach and sporting director. Now, the woman who takes us there, here's Mackenzie Barwell on the Forge Audio Network.
How was your weekend? Happy Canada Day.
Yes, this weekend. What day is it today?
Oh, here we go. Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Come on.
that's it.
Behind the Beard Tuesdays.
You know what? We played on Friday. That throws off your rhythm, your whole clock.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, when was the weekend?
I need to stop asking you this, though, because every time you say there is no concept of time, you don't know what day it is.
Yeah.
You never,
It's Canada Day yesterday. Happy birthday, Canada.
Yeah, happy
always
shout
good.
out Canada.
It's great for traffic.
Oh, my gosh.
For traffic relief.
Although, yesterday, are you being sarcastic or are you being serious? No, because it took me 10 minutes to get to the stadium yesterday. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's great.
Happy birthday, Canada. Thank you for that gift.
We need more of those.
Did you do anything?
No. I was here.
Boring.
Training.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that.
No fireworks or anything?
No. You got to be in bed by 10.
Yeah. That's when they start going off.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't wake you up, though?
It was loud in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. But when you're tired, you go to sleep.
Because didn't you get back at, 5 a.m. coming back from Ottawa on Saturday?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
So you just sleep how long can you sleep after that?
I didn't sleep in the bus.
Oh, my gosh. Did you sleep when you got back, though?
Took me 2 hours when I got home to finally get in bed and sleep for 4 hours.
During the day?
Yeah, I was still morning-ish.
Yeah.
Yes.
True, because by the time you went to bed, it was probably like 8.
Well, I got off, I got home probably around 4 before the others, because we have 2 drop-offs on the way back. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think I went to sleep at 5:30.
Jeez. All right. Well, I forgot you can't sleep while traveling. That's not you.
No.
Well, now you don't have to travel this week, so you're chilling.
Yeah, there you go. We're here for a couple of weeks. So
is that right?
3 home games in a row. Vancouver Friday night, TFC midweek,
right?
Pacific next Sunday.
Boom.
And then we don't play till the following Sunday after that away. So we're home for a bit.
You've got the next couple weeks on lock just up here.
You got to.
I feel like I probably should have known that one.
Yeah, don't ask me what day it is, but ask me what we're doing in the next few days, and I've got that one figured out.
Okay, we'll talk about, surprise, Vancouver coming up.
Yep.
Reflect on some Ottawa stuff. There were a couple stats that I want to bring up. And then, in honor of Canada's birthday, we have some Canada-themed trivia
there we go.
The end, which I am very excited for.
So am I.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like you're good at trivia, right?
Yeah.
That's your thing.
I may have a few questions back for you.
No, that's not
how this works? Okay.
Actually, depending on how you do, we can flip the script a little bit. Okay, let's start
Challenge
with...
accepted.
Okay, we're moving on. Ottawa, okay? You've had a couple days now to reflect. I'm sure, of course, you watch in person, reflecting on film as well. What are your thoughts now? Because I think someone in the press conference rightfully pointed out it was more entertaining / enjoyable for the fans than it was for the players.
Yeah, to be honest, it was just a wild game.
Yeah.
You start off and you've been scored on 90 seconds into the match. And then, for long periods of the game, you're doing everything right when you watch this game back. And then it's just some mental errors. We've done a great job to get back into the game. You look at that goal in 90 seconds and... we're looking at small details here, but in a world of VAR, it's offside. But it's a hard play to see right in the moment. So we've given up that goal, and we've done an excellent job getting back in the lead. When you look at it, and then once again, you're in the lead, and from nothing, you're trailing. You've tied up the game, and I think at that point you're okay with leaving there with a point, and there's one in the back of your net. And you know what? After you reflect and you think of a game that happened here last year, Forge Ottawa, and it was a little bit similar. It was a 4-3 game here with some own goals, wild goals with the wind and so on. And it's that's 2 games in 2 seasons between our 2 clubs that have one went our way, one went their way, and and you move on. You're upset in the moment. You watch the game back. You see a lot of the good processes, but there's certain little individual mental errors that occur in a game, and it's not indicative of who we are, and the guys know that, and we just need to be better and clean that up.
Yeah, a little reminiscent on a past game.
Yes.
I guess the one that you had won, though, was here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so vice versa.
And that same game, we had given up a goal in the first minute of the game.
You probably have all of these memories just ingrained. You could just pull them out when.
Correct.
Okay, well, as you said.
Don't ask me if it's Monday or Wednesday.
These are like such random things that you remember.
Yeah. Well, it's not really
Well,
random.
it's not random. Sorry,
Yes.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The day of the week, I feel.
Is important?
Yeah, it would be important.
That's what you have kids for.
Okay, true.
They'll remind you.
High scoring game, as you said, 7 goals. I actually saw that this was only the second time in club history that Forge conceded 4 or more goals in a regular CPL game. So last week, of course, we talk about being clinical in the final third, but as I said, 7 goals scored, 3 of which were Forge. So is the conversation almost switching now to being more defensively sound?
Yeah, if you look at it, we've scored some goals in the last few weeks. I think we just need to be better in the moments. It's not so much the collective defending. If you look at it, it's 2 set pieces. 2 set pieces that we've given up that you could handle easily in both of those situations, and the third goal is a mental lapse. So it's just you got to be sharp. If you look at that whole game, and Ottawa has come to our goal maybe 10 times in the match, where we've gone double to triple to theirs, and you just need to be locked in those moments. Because if you're going to give the opponent, you're going to give them, they are going to have 10. You're going to try and limit it to 10 opportunities or 10 scenarios around your goal. You need to be at your best defending in those 10 moments. And when you do that well, then you give yourself a very good chance of winning games.
All right. Okay, I want to talk about the lineup briefly because Borges, of course, is suspended for yellow cards, and then I believe you said Bekks also fighting a bit of an illness. So what do you think the impact was of their absence, and how did you have to adjust?
Yeah, it plays a role. They've been 2 important players to the team and to what we do, both in the attack and in our possession game and position play game. So we had to adjust and think of some different scenarios there, and that was the idea of bringing Daniel Parra into the into the midfield. He's an intelligent player. And you look at it, I think he did a good job, in the first half. And what we talked about, he was sometimes trying to do a little bit too much in areas. And although he was doing a good job, positional structure is important to us. And we fixed that in the second half, and that showed. In the first 15, 20 minutes, and even beyond that, we were much better. We were much more forceful into the final third. We were able to create more attacks that ended in the opponent's box, and that's normal. We put him in a relatively new position to play higher up the field, so it took some time just to get the tactical awareness down. But he's a sharp player, and I think after that it worked out well, and it also gives us a different look as we go forward.
Yeah, right. Well, I guess unsurprising considering the conversations we've had around him being a naturally offensive defender, but surprising considering we've only seen him in the left back position. How soon was that decision made before game time? Did you have time to instruct him and guide him through that last week?
No, because Borges we knew was out, but Becker was fighting illness for a couple of days, so we didn't know till the day we were traveling that he may not be there with us. And he traveled in on his own for the match.
The next day,
yeah,
right?
Just also precautionary from keeping him away from the team.
Yeah.
As well, make sure nothing spreads within the group. He was feeling great after 48 hours and so on. But he's back in there. He's a player now that's missing rhythm, coming back from illness. It's not a player you can, or any player in that situation, you can just slot him back into the lineup. So something we had to decide on the day of the game. You give some instructions, and the players know what's going on. When we train, we're constantly working on team concepts of different positioning, and Daniel's involved in the triangles in the wide areas between a defender, a winger, and our half space midfielder. So he understands, and the players in those positions understands how interchangeable they can be and the roles of each player. So I think that makes it a little bit easier.
Right. So he would know the role of the center. I'm just having some personal reflection here because of my flag football days.
Yeah.
Actually, last year they said, Mackenzie, pay attention to the routes because we might change you to, like, depending on what position you're going to be in a receiver. And I said, no way, they're going to change my position. No way.
And you got changed.
And then I got changed, and I was thinking, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Where'd you go?
Well, they put me at the wide
Just
receiver.
post pattern?
Yeah. Well, I just only pay attention to my own route
Yeah.
as a slot receiver, and then next thing you know. Yeah, but clearly
Pay
Daniel
attention.
pays attention,
Yes.
so, good for
There
him.
you go. Thank God it's not you.
Okay, thanks.
You just said you don't pay attention.
Well, hey, you haven't seen me in staff soccer yet. I'm
Okay.
still waiting for
Yeah.
you to scout
Well,
me.
you got to send me the schedule.
I will.
I'll be there.
Okay, let's stay on track here.
Okay.
One other stat. I know you love numbers. This one might not be a
Yeah.
a favorable one, but first time Forge has ever conceded a game having led at any point in the game. So, of course, not the result that you want, but what do you think that says about this club?
What year are we in?
2024.
6 years into the CPL.
Yes.
So it's not bad.
Pretty good.
Everything is inevitable. Everything's going to happen for a first time. If the first time happens 6 years into our existence, it's not a terrible thing.
We'll take it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on now to Vancouver this weekend. Last time you played them was here about a month ago. You talk about reminiscing on prior games. Well, we saw them kind of give you a taste of your own medicine, having won 2-1 off in Olympico. So what do you remember from that game, and what has to happen to flip the narrative?
Yeah, what I remember was probably one of our best offensive output games of what we did, what we created, how high up the field we were, how many chances we had in the opponent's box, our entries into the box, our shots on goal. So we did a lot of good things right. But it was a game where we gave up a goal early in the first couple of minutes on a free kick, similar to this past weekend, and then that Olympico to go down, and that put us in a hole early on, and you're constantly having to fight back. So it's also a game we played right before an important cup match. So there's a lot of good points we can take out of there and bring into the dressing room and remind the players to make sure that our focus is 100% in this game, making sure that nobody is looking beyond it. This is a team that's shown to be resilient in Vancouver in getting results, whether they're doing well or whether they've lost a game and coming into another game. They're a team that works extremely hard. They work extremely hard when they play us. But we have a lot of positives to look at from the last game against them, and if we have that type of offensive output, and we take our moments in defending very well, then we're going to put ourselves in a good spot.
Mm-hmm. Looking at the standings, they're just one spot ahead of you. I believe it's just a point, but of course, Forge still with a game in hand. So how important is it now that you gain some momentum here and pull away, especially building that comfortability for the second half of the season? Yeah,
the most important thing is, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, it's not so much to look at the standings, but the importance of 3 points.
Right.
Because, all of this adds up, and every week there's something different going on in the league where teams are winning, tying, losing. So, it's more of the importance of 3 points. And when you keep on adding those 3 points week after week, then you can start looking at what that does in the standings. We're still early, not very early, but we're early where, I always say things will change.
Things can change, yeah.
But the most important thing for us is, when we play here at home, a big commitment we've made to ourselves to make sure we're getting the maximum. This is a team that so far has been the only team that's stolen that maximum from us here, so it's important. After this game, we get Vancouver twice in Vancouver, so it's important that we get this game here. I always say it's quite interesting the way the schedule is running its course, with us playing Valor already twice at home, playing Ottawa twice away already. In a couple of weeks we'll finish off with Cavalry in Calgary.
Yeah.
So it's not quite the balanced schedule, and that has an effect on what standings look like and so on, when we take into consideration home field and home field advantage. So that's why this one is important for us. It's our second game against Vancouver, but it's our second game here, and we get them twice on the road, so maximum points is what we need.
Right. Okay. Good point. I was editing, actually, and I noticed I always say good point to you because you're always making good points.
I would hope so. As a coach, I hope I'm making some good points. When I'm talking inside
true.
to the guys, it's not just flying over everyone's head.
Right. They're not saying that to you?
Yeah, they don't say much.
Good point, Coach.
Yeah.
But it's true, though, because you do have to take advantage of what is here at Tim Hortons Field, including the fans, the atmosphere, and so on.
Yeah.
I do want to acknowledge the game after this briefly before we go on to the Canadian trivia, as I mentioned, because Canadian Championship semifinal after that, and you talk about this game being the next thing, that's the focus, that's the priority. My question to you is whether or not, and perhaps this has already been answered, but if there was some overlap in that preparation or if it's a matter of coming back from that game on Friday, clean slate back to the drawing board for TFC.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. We're full force Vancouver, and that's Friday night, and Saturday morning it'll be full force on the Canadian Championship. There won't be a lot of review of the last game, of the Vancouver game, but it'll be more looking towards what we need to do, how we need to play, and all of the tactical fun stuff for the next opponent. So we'll flip that switch very quickly, but we go at that point. Until then, there's not much discussion about the next opponent.
Okay.
It's the opponent you have in front of you, and that's how we've always done things. And that's just a decision we have here, and how I work with the staff. And I just want that to be very important, because if we do that as a staff, we relay that to the players. If you start relaying things to the players beyond this Friday, and it doesn't matter who you're playing beyond this Friday, then you're always going to miss something on Friday. Friday is the most important day to the next one.
Right. Okay, well, next week, BTB, we talk about that then.
There we go.
For now,
there we go.
my lips are sealed on TFC.
Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day. Let's go. Don't be mad, but my questions are on my computer, okay?
All right.
You may or may
don't
not
have a teleprompter?
noticed. No teleprompter.
I thought you were
for
using
me.
a teleprompter all this time.
Imagine. He's just... No, there's literally nothing in this office, including a teleprompter.
No, there's a lot of things in this office.
There's a lot of things in the corner
In the corner of this office, correct.
How confident are you in this? I feel...
I'm good.
okay.
All right.
They're pretty simple, to be honest.
Did you make up the questions?
Yeah.
You did. Oh, God.
National winter sport
National winter sport?
of Canada.
Like the official
I'm trying
sport
to
of
give you
Canada?
some confidence here, yes.
Hockey.
Yep.
But the official sport of Canada is lacrosse.
Lacrosse.
Okay. Just in case
Almost
you're going
caught
with,
you there. No, I
Just
almost
in case
caught
you're
you
going
there.
with a trick question.
What sweet treat is Canada the world's largest producer of?
Sweet treat.
Whoa!
No, he didn't say anything. Sweet treat?
Well, I didn't really know how to phrase it.
Like maple syrup is a sweet treat?
Yes,
okay, so it
that's
is.
the one.
There's a lot of trick questions here.
No, well, what did you say? Chocolate.
You don't get a spoon of maple syrup and just...
Depends who
do
you
that?
are.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Have you seen Elf?
Yep. Correct.
Come on now.
Seen that a few times.
Okay, this is totally subjective, but I'm curious to see what you would say.
Okay.
What is a common stereotype about Canadians?
That we're overly polite.
Yeah, that's what I have.
There you go.
Yeah, and true. Are there any false stereotypes that you think are?
False stereotypes. That we live in igloos.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know why that's a thing, but we've all experienced it. It's not something we've heard of.
Yeah.
I've experienced myself.
Have you?
Yeah.
Where?
In the U.S. When I was younger, I remember playing soccer and being in soccer tournaments and it coming up. And then, when I went to school in the U.S., and that was only 20-some years ago.
Holy smokes.
In a university environment, to hear stuff like that.
That's a little crazy.
It's quite interesting.
Well, confirmed we do not live in England.
No, we do not.
Okay, a dish originating from Quebec, now a core part of Canadian cuisine. What is it, and what are the 3 core ingredients?
Poutine or
Yup.
poutine?
Poutine?
Poutine.
Poutine?
French fries or fries? Not.
Yup.
So potatoes.
No.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
You said what the ingredients are.
Yeah, that's not a core, like, just traditional poutine. There's no potatoes.
What do you
No.
mean?
Oh, sorry. Well, you French fries.
Yeah, but that's not an ingredient. The potato's the ingredient.
My bad. I just clocked that. That was really
We're
bad.
gonna flip the script here soon.
Oh my gosh, that was bad.
Okay. The
So-
cheese.
Yep.
Yeah, and the gravy.
So good.
There you go.
Are you a fan?
Sometimes. My younger son is a fan.
I love poutine.
All right. There you go.
What mountain range is a major natural attraction in Canada?
What mountain range? The Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
There we go.
What natural phenomenon can be seen in northern parts of Canada?
The Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis.
Nice.
Right?
Buzzwords. Aurora Borealis. Have you ever seen them?
No. And apparently we were somewhere and it was happening.
It was.
I think we were in Victoria.
Oh.
And it was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was time for me to sleep.
Oh, okay. So you're already in bed.
Yeah.
Northern Lights.
It's done. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Honestly, I think you could see it from close to here,
Yeah.
actually.
We thought about it, but with the time change, it's like 9:30, but it's really like 12:30 back here. You just can't stay up. We had the best thing happen here in Hamilton this year. We saw it.
The eclipse.
The eclipse. What else do you need to see?
Right. That's fair enough, honestly.
There we go.
Name one type of bear found in Canada.
Grizzly bear.
Grizzly bear.
Polar bear.
Polar bear. I have 3.
Black bear.
Black bear. Yeah.
No pandas.
You are just
no pandas. No pandas.
No koalas.
No koalas.
Good thing for you, because you'd be
Koalas.
boxing one of them by now.
No, hugs. Hugs. Hugs.
What is the okay? No, we're done. We're done with
No,
this.
what do you
Like,
got?
you already know all these questions.
Come on, keep on going.
It's what's the name of the Canadian National Police Force, known for their iconic uniforms?
How are these your questions?
Why are you grilling me? I just said they're easy. Okay.
You got to come with something tough.
Well,
What's the toughest question on there?
I don't think they're a tough one. It's because I don't think my knowledge, to be honest with you, runs that deep. So maybe I should have gone
Like there wasn't like who's the second prime minister?
Who was the second prime minister?
Why did I do that?
Oh my gosh. No, come on.
Was
I'll give you a
Vanya the
hint.
second one?
I'll give you a hint.
Mackenzie? Lion Mackenzie? No?
Something Mackenzie. Come on.
Why can't I remember this? The second prime minister?
Yes.
I thought it was
It was Alexander Mackenzie.
Alexander. I thought it was a Quebecois. I thought it was
Oh.
a French name. That's why. All right. Well, we've done pretty good in Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day.
What year was it? Birthday? That would have been a great question.
155 or something?
157? Am I right?
Yeah, can we actually fact check that on your part? We need more from the producer here.
Yeah.
How old is Canada?
You
I got that. I just said that.
said 157.
I just said, maybe I said 155.
You did say 155. It's on camera. We're going to see it.
Oh, great. I get to edit that and everything, see it in slow-mo.
All right.
What episode of Behind the Beard is next week?
9.
No.
Couldn't say the next word.
10.
Is it?
Yeah.
10. Happy 10th anniversary.
Season 2, 10th anniversary. All right, see you then. Great epi.
This has been Behind the Beard with Mackenzie Barwell and Bobby Smyrniotis. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share.